So, you're cosplaying as a stormtrooper, but you don't have any pockets to carry your stuff in. But you want to carry around your stuff with a little bit of theming. Let me show you how. So yeah, welcome back to my next episode of printing my own Clone Trooper armor. So today we're obviously going to be talking about the backpack. And I'm going to be honest with you, I thought I recorded more of this process than I did. So we're going to also take through all the steps and everything like that, show you how I did everything. We're still going to get to this result, but just not accompanied by most of the footage. We are going to start the footage after I got this all sanded and smooth and everything like that. So I printed this on my CR10, right? So I can't fit this whole thing on a CR10. So I had to slice up a mesh mixer, print that individually, use the soldering iron, and weld it all together. So after I did that, sanded smooth, filler primer, all the usual stuff to get to a nice smooth surface, then you can start doing everything from this tutorial. Alright, so like I said, once you get everything all smooth and ready, we're going to start installing the straps. So we got some D-rings right off of Amazon. You can see me just marking the holes with a pencil, because that'll show up across my duplicolour sandable. And we're going to be using those holes as marking points to screw in the screws. Once you got the D-rings in, it's then at the point where we're going to start applying some paint. And don't mind those things in the background. I was just making these for a friend in his cosplay. But the sandable primer really gets hidden away thanks to the Krylon matte white, the same matte white I used on the rest of my suit, so we have that color matching. Once the paint is dry, we're going to apply the Republic logo, and the Republic logo I got on Etsy. I can't remember the seller, but I will definitely be linking to them in the description. In case you want to get your own, I got the 6-inch diameter because I thought it was perfect. And it was a little bit tricky to get on. I'm sure I just did something wrong, but it looked great in the end. I just wish when I did apply it, I moved it down a little bit, because that would give it a little bit more room for the flap that I was going to put on. Alright, once we have everything all painted, then we're going to start weathering. So we're going to take the black wash, and we're going to go over the entire thing, dabbing with a paper towel, random streaks in random directions, until we get a nice uniform surface, so a little bit of weathering involved. And as you'll see, that is not the only bit of weathering I put in. So, as you can see, there's a little bit more going on here now with this. So, the flap. Let's talk about the flap. The flap is a piece of fabric, obviously. I can't tell you the name of it. The person who made my comma gave me their leftover fabric. So I used the gray on this. So, I'm sorry, but I can talk about how I got on here. So, there's a little button, got one here, on the front, and on this side. So, real simple. The instructions come with the kit. I'll link it in the description. I wanted to use black. I tried it. I didn't really like it. I like the little bit of metal that it shows. So, and it comes off super easily, so I can store my stuff. Got a little bit of padding in there. Did an absolutely horrendous job, but it's in there. It serves its function of somewhat dampening the sound, so I can still carry all that stuff. But like I told you before, we'll talk about a little bit more of the weathering. So I took more of those Archive X, and I just put them in the cracks and crevices and such. It's like a lot over in these little holes. There we go. Line over these little lines. I did a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, like right around here. I did a little bit of a splatter, but like maybe an explosion happened, shot some dirt at that thing. So little dirt got on the top. And the straps are super easy. As you saw in the intro when I was picking it up, one of the D-rings started to come off. So what I would recommend you guys doing is maybe take some some fiberglass resin or some E6000 and put that in between the D-ring and the backpack, which I did in the thumbnail, as you can see. But and I want to talk about how I cut the fabric. I couldn't find many good references for how it's supposed to look, so, and I did cut it a little short because it's kind of peeking over the sides here, so sue me, but it accomplishes its goal. It held my stuff. It worked out fine. It was like, obviously you had to wear it with my suit. I want to talk about how I wore it with the suit. So I realized my shoulder pads, they were so smooth, obviously, and the back of this is real soft and it glides. So throughout the day they were like falling off my shoulder, so I'd get my handlers to constantly like grab my strap and put it back up on my shoulder. One of them came up with the idea of tucking the shoulder pad in between the chest piece where it ends right here on my neck and the shoulder where the strap is that connects them. Put that so the buckle that holds up the shoulder stops the strap from sliding down, and it worked out great. So if you're gonna do this, I really think you should do that. I think you should position it in between your shoulder pad and the end of your chest piece, so the buckle that holds up your shoulder will stop the sliding down. And since we're wearing it on our suit, you're gonna have to realize that this is more plastic rubbing up against more plastic throughout the day. So I'm surprised it didn't get more, but you can see on the back here a little bit of the paint started to wear off here, and you can see the filler primer beneath it. And the back of the suit got a little bit more of the brunt of it. I wish it didn't, but it doesn't matter because you're going to be wearing it on your back. So the only time people other than you or your handlers are going to see the back is when you're taking it off to put stuff in it or take stuff off, and you're going to see the back of your suit. But for pictures and stuff, you're going to have your backpack on, and it's most likely your picture is going to be from the front point of view, so you're barely even going to see it. So I think that's pretty much it. The next video will be about my helmet, so I have a whole dedicated video on the helmet, and then that should be it. I'll be able to, and then the video after that will be talking about how I show, like how my con experience went, and just some things I learned about the cosplay throughout my very first time. I'm gonna be solely changing things about the suit, resizing, protecting the paint in different ways, different clear coats, blah blah blah. So we're not gonna be done for a while, but in terms of making the suit, we are almost there. So I'll see you guys in the next video.